When you were little, did you have an imaginary friend? A friend you pretended to play with, who was always there for you, and even took the blame when you did something wrong? But what if that imaginary friend was real? Hello everyone, thanks for listening. On my last episode regarding schizophrenia, I talked about people who see things that no one else can, and that these things drive them a bit insane. The diagnosis for this behavior is called schizophrenia, but my theory was that what these people saw were actually real. This episode's topic is similar. We're discussing invisible friends, so let's first do what I always do. Let's define what it is we're discussing. Imaginary friends, also known as pretend friends or invisible friends. They're a psychological and social phenomenon where a friendship or other interpersonal relationships take place in the imagination rather than external physical reality. Although they may seem very real to their creators, children usually understand that their imaginary friend are not real. Most children play pretend games and interact with their stuffed animals, dolls, and other special toys as if they are alive. According to Marjorie and her colleagues at the University of Oregon, by age 7, about 37% of children take imaginary play a step farther and create an invisible friend. The first studies focusing on imaginary friends are believed to have been conducted during the 1890s. There is little information about the development and the appearance of imaginary friends in children. However, Clausen and Passman in 2007 report that imaginary companions were originally described as being supernatural creatures and spirits that were thought to connect people with their past lives. Adults in early historic times had entities such as household gods and guardian angels and muses that functioned as imaginary companions to provide comfort, guidance, and inspiration for creative work. Eventually, the phenomenon of imaginary companions passed on to children. The era when children began having imaginary friends is unknown, but it is possible the phenomena appeared in the mid-20th century when childhood was emphasized as an important time to play and imagine. Contrary to popular belief, having an imaginary friend is not evidence that the child is troubled. However, imaginary friends can be a source of comfort when a child is experiencing difficulties. There are many case studies of children inventing imaginary friends to help them cope with traumatic experiences. Dr. Marjorie studies the development of imagination and creativity. She has investigated children's creation of imaginary companions and pretend entities during the preschool years and the role these fantasies play in children's emotions and cognitive development. Her take is this: parents can and should, according to the research, support a child's imaginary friend, but they should be aware that meddling can have unforeseen consequences. Kids love to share their imaginary friends, says Dr. Taylor, and nurturing parents can encourage their child by playing along, whether it's setting a place for the friend at the dinner table or making room for it in the car on a drive. But remember whose friend it is. Sometimes parents get so involved that they're almost taking over the imaginary friend, and there have been cases in which parents' over-involvement proved disastrous. There are many names and identities that children give to their imaginary friends, but one name seems to come up over and over again. It is the name Penelope. Coincidence? Is there a spirit who occupies the dreams of children and plays with them, or is it related to Homer's Odyssey? Penelope is the wife of Odysseus, who is known for her fidelity to Odysseus while he was absent, despite having many suitors. Her name has therefore been traditionally associated with marital fidelity. So loyalty would be her main characteristic and a major quality in a true and lasting friend. However, most children have not read Homer, so is it a coincidence that the name is chosen? Is it a sing-song name they've heard from their parents? I find it quite interesting, and I am not one who believes in coincidences. When I was a child, I did have an invisible friend named Penelope. I have no idea where I got that name from. Maybe a cartoon, but I played with her, and she was my friend for a long time. Now, as an adult, I speak aloud to my family who have passed on and to other spirits who linger. But there is one friend who seems to follow me and acts as my companion. She is female, and to me feels like a spirit I have traveled with for many lifetimes. We watch TV together, discuss my day. I reveal my truest thoughts to her, and she always gives me the best advice. And above all, she listens to me without judging me. Am I insane? One could only speculate. In an upcoming video, I am going to discuss the term soulmates. I believe that we are born into the universe with a certain amount of mates, of spirits who are all born at the same time, and we are in a group of what you would call friends or family. In this group, your soulmates, plural, will follow you from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. Some will move on and stay in the spirit world. They will continue on and help you as they can, as needed. Maybe they can be described as guardian angels. Others are ghosts, but they are ghosts that come back to you because they are your soulmate to continue with you until you die, until they can reclaim you in the next world and you all move on together once again. So these soulmates, or maybe even considered guardian angels, stay with you. They know you. They know all about you. So they hang out with you, they talk with you, they watch TV with you. They're all your friends and your soul. Now, when I talk about soulmates, I'm talking about souls who travel with you, not in the typical form of soulmates on a romantic level. I believe that soulmate is really what's called heartmate. It's a person that follows you throughout your different lifetimes. Sometimes they are female, sometimes they are male, sometimes you're female, sometimes you're male, sometimes they're your children or your best friend. However, I think the idea of soulmates really speaks to your imaginary and invisible friend. Those are the ones who sit by you through trials, tribulation, and joys of our lifetime as we're awake in this world. Machiavelli, the founder of political science, spoke of his imaginary friends. When he was exiled to rule Italy after decades as a political insider, he was lonely by day, but imaginarily popular at night. His words, "When evening comes, I return home and go into my study. On the threshold, I strip off my muddy, sweaty workday clothes and put on the robes of court and palace. And in this graver dress, I enter the antique courts of the ancients, and I am welcomed by them. And there I taste the food that alone is mine, and for which I am born. And there I make bold to speak to them and ask them the motives of their actions, and they, in their humanity, reply to me. And for the space of 4 hours, I forget the world. I remember no vexation. I have no fear of poverty. No more do I tremble at death. I pass indeed into their world. I love that statement, because isn't that what we truly do? When we play video games, or we go into virtual reality games, or we watch a TV show, or we dream about things such as a holodeck like on Star Trek, we want to escape this prison that is humanity, that is Earth, that is our existence, and dream. We daydream, we take vacations, we have to get away from this day-to-day humdrum of who we are not. And when we go to sleep, we dream, we fly, we work out the absurdities of life within our dreams. Isn't that what we do all the time? Doesn't that mean that we are spiritual beings, beings above and beyond of what we see every day? Above and beyond the body that encases us, imprisons us. Aren't we more than what we are? Aren't we more than this dimensional body that moves through time only in one direction? We are so much more than that. Isn't that what imaginary friends in our imagination is all about? Waking lucid dreams that allow us to interact with our true friends and to be who we truly are. I say all the time when I'm at work, my day job, you have not met me. My employees, my staff, my colleagues, they have not met who I truly am at my day job. What they see before them is just a shell of my true being. So when you talk to the TV, talk to yourself alone, not to worry. Someone is answering you. Someone is listening intently to you. Someone cares about what you have to say. And when that answer is heard inside of your mind, just know that you are not alone. Someone is laughing with you, answering your questions, having a conversation with you, and is loyal to you like no other friend can be. Thank you for listening. Now please comment below. Do you or have you had an imaginary friend? What was their name? Do you still talk to them or to a new adult friend? Or are you just speaking to the darkening void? See you next time on The Unexplained.